Hello there, and welcome to the Institute of Scintillation Materials, National Academy of Science of Ukraine. Here in this facility we are growing single crystals for more than 60 years, and today I'm gonna show you how do we grow the BSO crystals by Czochralski technique in the frame of TWISMA project. But first we need to go on the little excursion around our lab. So we arrived in our first out of two main growth room. Here you can see several machines for growing single crystals via Czochralski or EFG techniques. And now I'm gonna show you one of those machines. They use inductor to heat the crucible that put inside of it in the middle. Inductor create a high frequency current inside the crucible walls that heat the raw material that put into the crucible. All part of the machine is water cooled to maintain the stable temperature in the chamber. Water cooling occurs by circulating the water through all the chambers in the room using the hydro model. Once in 50 minutes, water from the hydro model circulates to the conditioner room where it cools down. Here, this is our second room for growing the crystals. You also can see several Czochralski machine, type the oxide one, as you've seen in the previous room. And there is our machine where we gonna grow our BSO crystal. This is our room for preparing the raw material. Here you can see a press and the oxide needed to prepare the load that we will put into the platinum crucibles for growing BSO crystals. First, powdered oxide loaded into the press form. Some water is added to increase structural stability of the pressed tablets. Oxides are usually pressed to increase the amount of raw material that can be put into the crucible. Then the press form is put to the hydraulic press and the pressure is applied. The pressed tablets are extracted from the press form and placed on the plate. And there is our tablets ready for loading to the crucible. The next step of the growth process is assembly of the growth setup. After everything is assembled, chamber is closed and the pumping starts. We pump out the air to put in the chamber the gases which are required for growing quality BSO crystals. It is the mix of argon and some other gases. Let's take a quick look at how the Czochralski growth method works. First, the crucible is heated up to the moment when all oxides are melted. After, the tip of the crystal seed is dipped to the melt. Once thermal equilibrium is reached, the seed is slowly pulled upward and rotated while maintaining a precisely controlled temperature gradient between the melt and the growing crystal. As the seed is withdrawn, atoms from the melt solidify
on its surface, continuing its crystalline structure and forming a single crystal ingot called ball. At first, the diameter of the ingot slowly increases. Once the crystal reaches desired diameter, the growth of the cylindrical part starts. After reaching the required length, the crystal diameter is gradually lowered to decrease thermal shock caused by disconnection of the ball from the melt. Then, the temperature in the chamber slowly decreases to avoid formation of the cracks connected with rapid cooling up to the room temperature.
This is last BSO crystal grew in our lab from the platinum crucible by Czochralski technique. As you can see, it's quite transparent, has no inclusions, no bubbles. And after cutting these crystals, it will be a really good sample for further measurement and characterizations. After separating the stitch from the crystals, we put our crystals to the furnace where we annealing them.
Annealing is carried out at high temperatures, usually in an air atmosphere. After annealing, the crystal is cut using a wire saw. The form of cut crystal depends on the requirements of the experiment it was grown for. For example, now crystal is cut on thin 1.2 mm slices, then later become crystalline fibers. Each side of such fiber must be carefully ground and polished. Here is the zone dedicated to cutting and preparing samples and special machine for final polishing.
There is some of the crystals that will grow during the work of our lab. They protected from the dust by the NATO flag, as I hope our country will be one day. One of the exponents is tungsten crucible. It is quite heavy because of the density of the tungsten. It is used for growing the yttrium aluminum garnet single crystals by Czochralski technique in the reducing atmosphere.
So, this is how we grow BSO crystals in the Institute for Scintillation Material. Thank you for your attention and hope to see you soon.